Alright, today we're going to work in Module 3. We're going to do Lesson 6. And we're going to talk about multiplying two-digit multiples of 10 by two-digit multiples of 10. And we're going to use something called an area model. So we'll learn more about that in just a minute. But I said the word multiples. Who remembers what a multiple is? So multiples of 10. Okay.
Or the what equals 10?
That's going to be numbers that we can the answer when we multiply a number by 10. So multiples of 10 are going to have what number in the ones place value? If I multiply anything times 10 or 20 or 30, yeah, they're going to have a 0 in the end, in the ones place value. All right, so on your work mat down at the bottom in that blank space, I want you to write 30 times 20. No, it's correct. All right, no, I just asked you to write it down. All right. What's another way that we could express or write 30 times 20?
We could make squares with 10.
Okay, so if we made it with words with 10, what would it be? How many 10s would we have in 30?
3.
Okay, so we could say 30 is the same as 3 10s. 20 is the same as, how many 10s?
2.
2 10s. So if we wrote that, that would be another way of expressing or writing the same problem, right? Now you're going to write the number 3 and then the word 10s. You think of, Is there another way maybe that we could write 30 times 20?
You could stack them on top of each other.
Okay. We could.
I guess you could just do like, you could put 30 20 times.
Okay, we could put 30 20 times. That would be repeated addition. Could we break 30 into a multiplication problem that equaled into two numbers to multiply together? What could we multiply together to equal 30?
Well, 30 times 0. 30 times 1.
30 times 1.
And
Remember I said we were doing multiples of 10. So what could we multiply by 10 to equal 30?
10 times 3.
10 times 3. So I'm just going to write, you don't have to write this one down, but I'm going to write it on here. 3 times 10. And then we would still have to multiply by what? 3 times 10 would equal the 30. And then we still have to multiply by 20. Okay. So we're going to look at this way that we wrote it here. 3 times 10 times 20. So if I wanted to show 3 times 10, I would need to put, where would my 3 go? Which place value in my place value chart would I put that in? Okay, or if I will go ahead and I put the 20, well, I'll tell you what, let's do it that way. Let's put 20 on there. How would I put 20 in my place value chart?
Well, first you have to put 2 10s.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to put 2 in the tens place value. 1, 2. So I'm going to put 2 dots in the tens place value. All right. How many groups of 2 10s do I need to make?
30.
Would it make more sense to make 30 groups or to make 3 groups?
3.
3 groups. Okay, so let's make 3 groups of 10 now.
2.
Okay, so in my equation or the problem, I've taken care of the 20 because I have 2 in the tens place. I've taken care of this 3 because I made 3 groups of 20. So what do I have left to multiply by?
10.
What is it? 10. So how would I multiply my 6 10s times 10? What would happen?
You could, wouldn't you add up 60?
where would those 6 tens move to when I multiply by 10?
Hundreds.
To the hundreds, exactly. So when I multiply, do I?
I thought you had to have 10 to have to go over here.
But if I'm multiplying by 10, then I'm
Oh.
making that, right? So then my 6 tens will become 6 hundreds. So based on what we've done, we can say that 30 times 20 equals what?
60. Well,
We moved our 6 tens to the
600.
hundreds place, so our answer is 600. And we're going to look at how to do that another way. Okay, I told you we were going to use an area model. What 2 words make up area model?
Length times width.
Length times width equals the what?
The air.
The area. An area was part of the word area model. Okay, so what's the other?
Perimeter.
No,
Length.
listen to my question. Area model. What 2 words make up area model? We've said area.
Model.
Exactly, model. What is a model?
A shape.
Yeah, it's like a picture, right? To help us solve. Tape diagrams are a model. And so this time we're going to use an area model. And we find area by doing what, Cash? You just told us.
Length times width.
Length times width.
There
So,
is.
no, you can just do it over to the side. So we're going to start by drawing a rectangle, because we know that to find the area of a rectangle, we multiply length times width. All right. One of these sides is going to be 20, and the other is going to be 30. It doesn't matter if they go on the top or the side. Okay? But we know the bigger, whichever way we drew bigger, is going to be 30, and the smaller side is going to be 20. Okay? Yep. That's exactly right. All right, so now all that we have left to do is to multiply. What strategy could I use to multiply 30 times 20?
Could add them.
We're finding the area, so we're multiplying 30 times 20.
You can put a times right here.
Okay, you could. Justice said that we can put a multiplication sign right there to remind us to multiply. How can we multiply 30 times 20? Remember I think it was Jaden that said that 30 times 20 was the same as 3 tens times 2 tens. So can I start by multiplying 3 times 2? Okay, what is 3 times 2?
6.
6. And now I have tens times tens. What's 10 times 10?
100.
100. So what's my product going to be? What's 6 times 100?
60. I mean, 100.
600, yeah. So we could do 3 times 2 equals 6. And then in my factors, I had 1, 2 zeros. So in my product, I'll have 2 zeros. My answer is 600. Is that the same thing we got when we solved on the place value chart? Yeah. Okay, so the area model is going to be really, really useful when we're multiplying 2-digit by 2-digit numbers that don't have a 0 at the end. It's pretty easy when we're multiplying with a 0 at the end, right?
Yeah.
Because we know that we just add those zeros in our product.
I've never since, because whenever I'm usually doing times, I usually do if it's a bigger number than just ones, I think, well, you could just do how if they were little, because you could just do 3 times 2 and just add the zeros.
Exactly. You're exactly right. Go ahead and erase your work map. And let's try another one. This time I want you to write 40 times 20 on your work map. And I want you to solve that using an area model. So what's the first thing we're going to draw?
A box.
You're going to draw a rectangle. Our longer side is going to be the biggest number, which is
The greatest number goes on the top.
40.
And the smaller one goes on the bottom. Well,
or on the side. If that's the way that you drew your rectangle, then exactly. However, whichever the longest side is going to be your bigger number. Okay. So now what do I do to solve?
well, first you can do 4 times 2.
We're going to do 4 times 2, which is
8.
8. And then
You
we
get both the zeros and you put them down here.
take the 0 from my 20 and the 0 from my 40.
That's 800.
So my product is 800. 40 times 20 is 800. Okay. How you feel about that? Pretty good? Awesome. Let's try another one.
Erase it.
Yep, go ahead and erase. We'll get into it. It's okay. This time I want you to multiply 50 times 40. 50 times 40. And let's draw an area model. My longest side's going to be
50.
and my short side will be
40.
40. What do I need to do first, Cash?
5 times 4.
5 times 4 equals what?
20.
20. Very good. 5 times 4 is 20. Then I add my 0 from 40 and the 0 from 50. So my product is, what's my product, Justice?
2,000.
2,000. Very good. And I want you to look at that problem now. 50 times 40 equals 2,000. Look at your factors, or the numbers that we multiplied together. How many zeros are there in your factors?
3. There's 3.
In your factors, not your
Two.
product.
Two.
There's 2, but in your product, how many are there?
1.
In our product, or our answer, there's
3.
3. Why do I have more zeros in my answer or product than I had in my factors, Jaden?
Because 4 times, 5 times 4 equals 20.
Yeah, 5 times 4 equals 20, and that has a 0 in it, right? Then we add our 2 zeros, the one from 50 and the one from 40. So our answer is 2,000.
It's just like the other.
All right, let's try another one. If there are 40 seats per row, what does the word per mean?
The same? Or
I forgot.
There are 40 seats per row.
I know what it means, but I don't know how to explain.
It's like each. There's 40 seats in each row. Okay, so there's 40 seats per row, or 40 seats in each row. How many seats are in 90 rows? I'm going to read it again. If there are 40 seats per row, how many seats are in 90 rows? Okay, so I want you to take a minute on your work mat and think about that problem and how we would solve it. There are 40 seats per row. How many seats are in 90 rows? Cash, how do you think we're going to solve that?
9 times 4.
Right, what did you say first? How are we going to solve to see how many seats there are?
40 times 90.
40 times 90. Why do you think that we need to do 40 times 90?
Because there's 40 per row and there's 90 seats.
Exactly. So I have 90 rows with 40 seats in each row. So we're going to multiply. All right, Jaden, I see you've drawn an area model. What did you put on your biggest side?
90.
90. What goes on the smallest side?
40.
40. All right, so Cash, what are we going to do to solve?
9 times 4.
9 times 4 is what, Jaden?
9 times 4 is, it was 36.
It's 36. You're exactly right. And then what do we need?
And we put the 2
2
zeros.
zeros.
Very good. I have a 0 in 40 and a 0 from 90. So what's my answer? 36,000.
3,600.
3,600. Very good. So there are 3,600 seats.
That's a lot of seats.
That is a lot of seats.
Miss Wheatley.
Done. All right. Last problem. Go ahead and erase. All right. One ticket to the symphony. Do you know what a symphony is?
No.
It's a concert with brass instruments. So brass instruments would be like the saxophone, trumpet, trombone.
Oh, my brother would be there.
Yeah. So it's just the music. There's no one singing normally. So one ticket to the symphony costs $50. How much money is collected if 80 tickets are sold? One ticket to the symphony costs $50. How much money is collected if 80 tickets are sold?
Um, 4,000.
Hang on just a minute. Alright, so Cash, what did you do to solve?
I did 5 times 8 equals 40, and then I put my 2 zeros.
5 times 8 equals 40. Where did you get 2 zeros from?
Right here.
Okay, tell me where right here means. What is right here?
I got the 80, and then I got the 60.
So you took the 0 from the 80 and the 0 from the 50, and your answer was what?
4,000.
$4,000. Justice, I see you had an area model drawn. What did you put on your biggest side of your area model?
80.
80. What did you put on the smaller side?
50.
50. So, Jaden, you had an area model also. What did you do to solve 50 times 80?
I did it wrong.
Okay, so tell me what you would have done.
Well, I would have done. Well, first I would put the 80 on top.
This is supposed to be 50. That's where you messed up. You wrote down the wrong. You just wrote the wrong problem down. But you had it solved correctly for what you had written down. So what would you do to solve 50 times 80?
Well, since it's a 5, that changes it. I would do 5 times 8, and I would use my fingers and do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Okay.
Then I put my 40 right here, and I would bring down the 2 zeros.
Very good. 5 times 8 is 40. We have a 0 from 50 and a 0 from 80. So our answer is 4,000. There would be $4,000 collected.
That was the easiest problem.
Okay, good. How do you feel about these?
Good. They keep making smart.